Good afternoon. I am Mr. Rich. Thank you for joining me. Let's do a good single question here, a geometry question. We have a square pyramid that we have to develop with each face being a triangular face, and that is a face of an equilateral triangle. We'll have to find two dimensions, x and y. When I draw it out over here, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So we basically develop a square pyramid and it would look something like this. I'll try to do a good job over here, but it doesn't have to be perfect. And that right there is my square pyramid. It has a square base, but it has four triangular faces all around. Each of these triangular faces is an equilateral triangle as we've marked over here. And what exactly is x and y? If you were to look here from the middle of this base and then project this dotted line all the way to the apex and then across, and then we draw a solid line and we connect it, we've developed essentially a right triangle within your pyramid. If I were to pluck it out, I'm looking at something which looks like this, a right triangle. This right here is going to be my y, this here is going to be x, and I've plucked it out. Here's the solid line and here's my dotted line, which is the y. We have to determine the dimensions, assuming that each of these equilateral triangles has a side equal to s. If we're looking at an equilateral triangle, it's looking just like this, s, s, s. We're looking here at this face and let's pluck it out and it looks exactly as I'm going to show it to you right over here. This face has been brought out. We have an s, s. We have a s from here to here, but because we've split it, we have a s over 2, we have a s over 2, and a 90-degree line has developed over there, two 90-degree triangles, and you can see them right over here, two right triangles. If you can determine this right over here, that's your x, and this right here is my x right over here. How do we go about developing that? Well, we think about a square plus b square equals c square. A square plus b square equals c square. We have s square, which is your c square. We have s over 2 whole square plus x square, which is my, you can say b square. You have an s square is equal to s square over 4 plus x square, and then x square is equal to s square minus s square over 4. You'll have a 1 minus a quarter, which will be 3s square over 4, and then x is equal to the square root of all of that, which will be s over 2 root 3. S over 2 root 3. So we've developed dimension of x. X is equal to s over 2 root 3. All you'd have to know at the end is what was the side of each equilateral triangle, and you'd substitute that in place of s. But the x value has been determined, and that's s over 2 root 3. So let's erase all of this and we bring the value right over here, right here. This here is s over 2 root 3. It ends up being a hypotenuse of this internal triangle. But if you were to look across from right over here and then look across from right in here across, we're basically seeing that this is an s, but this lower base must be half of that, because you're seeing it. This is here is an s. If you were to do a cross section, s, and that would be s over 2. And determining y here is not hard. You again do the a square plus b square equals c square. You can do y square plus s over 2 whole square is equal to s over 2 root 3 whole square. And you would open everything up. Y square plus s square over 4 is equal to s square over 4, 3. But unlike how I'm writing this, I'd rather bring the 3 and make it 3s square over 4. Now I have to still solve for y square. Y square is equal to 3s square over 4 minus s square over 4, which is equal to 2s square over 4. Therefore, y is equal to the square root of all of that. Y would equal to the square root of that, and you would have a s over 2 root 2. But you could even simplify it. This 2 and that 4 can cancel out. You would really be looking at a square root of s square over 2, which if you were to rationalize this, you'll get an s over root 2. And that right there would be your dimension y, and you would see it be right here, s over root 2. If you did this square plus this square, it would equal to that square, and everything would be done. So x is equal to what you see over here, and y is equal to this. And I'll put it right here. Y is equal to s divided by root 2. So your answer has been completed. Your question is done. X is equal to s over 2 root 3 and y is equal to s over root 2. And that's right about it for this video. Thank you. Have a good day.